ashes to ashes and dust to dust. So this is ash from a fire, and this is sacred and special, and also a core survival need for indigenous people, for things like nixtamalization of corn, which was done all over North America, but also to the alchemists. This represents the base material of the cosmos, and actually it is, because this is stardust. This is the only thing that remains in wood, is, after burning, is the mineral body. And so when you have a tree or a plant, they're sequestering many compounds from the soil into their body. One of them is minerals like phosphorus, potassium, magnesium. This is a rock. This rock is made out of those things, but you can't eat rocks. And so what happens is the rocks underground are next to a symbiotic relationship of three beings. One of them is plants or trees, another one of them is mycelium, and another is microbes. And they're all in a symbiotic relationship together, breaking down these rocks so that they can sequester those minerals into their bodies, because they need them for building blocks for their own cell structure, and also to make unique compounds, chemicals, that are mixed together from things like minerals. And so the minerals are the basic building blocks of all things that you see. And in alchemy, those are called the 33 cell salts. And so there are approximately 33 different types of salts. And that doesn't mean salt like table salt. That means base minerals. And when you burn things, they turn back into those base minerals. So these things started a long time ago in the cosmos. And after the Big Bang, supposedly, there was a precipitation of minerals as the universe cooled. And as the universe cooled, these minerals would bond together and gravity took form. And from there, what you have is planets starting to circle each other, which were once just giant rocks, just like on a fire pit. And so this circular motion of these rocks started to change and build other molecules on top of that. And a few of the planets had water and oxygen. And the Earth is a composition of minerals at the baseline of its body, with 6 inches of topsoil and about 20 feet of soil, and then it's bedrock. The plants are in that soil, and they're digging roots down to get to the rocks. And once plants are in a symbiotic relationship with mushrooms, and so there's about 70% of all plant species you see that have what's called a mycorrhizal relationship. Myco means mushrooms, rhizal means roots. And so the mushrooms and the plants are connected together, and what they're doing is that plants are green and they can sequester light, and they turn that light into sugar. Can you do that? And so then they take the sugar into their bodies and turn it down into their roots and go into the ground. And there they share that with the mushroom mycelium. And the mycelium can't make chlorophyll because it doesn't have the green color. And it takes the sugar and it eats it, and then it grows. And the thing is, the tree knows that mushroom mycelium can hold water better than its own roots. It's a master of water sequestration. So when the plant plugs into the mycelium and gives its sugars to the mycelium, it's actually more fruitful than growing roots as far as sequestering water. So they plug in little nodes, 2 little nodes, just like neurons in your brain, and then that relationship is formed. And there's bacteria all around them. And what the bacteria do is they sequester unique compounds too, unique chemicals, and they also do something called precipitation. And basically precipitation for bacteria is just pooping. So bacteria eat something and then they poop. And in the human body, in the gut, what they poop is vitamins and minerals. They synthesize neurotransmitters. They produce serotonin and our other neurotransmitters. And so in the soil, what they're doing is similar. They're sequestering the rock for the rest of the species. And so when the bacteria are here on this rock, and there's a connection with the mycelium and the roots, the bacteria get fed novel compounds from those friends, and then they poop. And another thing they poop is acids. And so those acids break down the rock into individual minerals. And then those individual minerals are sequestered by the plant and the mycelium, and that produces everything that you see. And all the medicines and all the chemicals, billions and billions of chemicals built upon rocks. And so this is your true nature. You are stardust, you are golden, you are billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to get back to the garden.